Hello and welcome to today's video. This time I'm joined by my friend Andy.
Hello again.
And we are looking at Andy's collection of Star Trek New Visions, which is like a modern day Star Trek photo novel. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay then, Andy, well thanks for coming back in.
That's okay.
And yet more Star Trek content. So we love Star Trek on this channel. I mean, particularly the classic series. I'm currently doing a rewatch right back from the pilot, the Cage.
You'll see
Where No Man's Gone Before.
You see plenty recognising these.
Oh, right, okay, brilliant. Yeah, I'm still on season 1, but it's been, I'm doing it sort of a Doctor Who and Star Trek co-watch. So an Unearthly Child upwards, and also When No Man's Gone Before upwards in the Cage. So fantastic. It's doing story to story. It's good, yeah, I'm loving it.
So
what is this then? So obviously I know there's Star Trek photo novels, but
I thought we'd do this as a kind of an adjunct to those.
Yeah.
These are a series of comics produced by IDW, the American comics producer.
No, I remember them because they used to. Well, I don't know if they still do. They used to do Transformers, didn't they?
Yeah,
that was their big property at the start.
Yeah.
Okay.
IDW based in San Diego, been going since 1999.
Wow, yeah.
It stands for Idea and Design Works, if anyone's interested. And these are. This is actually the first in this series of photo novels, which are put together by John Byrne.
So that's the artist John Byrne.
The artist John Byrne, artist and writer John Byrne.
Wow, so Fantastic Four, She-Hulk, and Silver X-Men.
Classic,
Wow, okay.
X-Men, the classic new X-Men. All that.
Oh, fantastic, okay. Evidently a fan then.
Long-time Star Trek fan from the 60s.
Yeah.
He hadn't done a lot of Star Trek, though. He kind of resisted doing Star Trek comics because he, in his mind, is not very good at likenesses and all the process of going through the actors approving the licenses and stuff like that
fair enough,
didn't appeal to him because this doesn't come into it. And that's John Byrne as he looked at. He put himself in this first page. That's how he looked in 1968.
I did meet him in '88. I think it was at one of the London Comic Cons. I got him in my autograph book. Did you? Yeah, I remember.
But Chris Ryle, who was one of the editor in chief at IDW, talked him into doing some Star Trek comics before this, actual comic ones.
Yeah,
he did a few
artwork ones,
and then he was kind of getting a bit fed up with doing artwork, to be honest.
Right, okay.
He said he kind of lost his mojo a bit, lost his fire for doing artwork comics.
Right.
So he decided he'd try this, which, as you'll see, is a lot of Photoshop.
Yeah, it says photo montage.
Yeah, photo montages.
Right, okay.
Yeah, he uses a lot of Photoshop and he also used a commercial 3D modelling software program called Strata.
I've heard of that.
That's what he used to put these together.
So, I mean, Star Trek, the original series, exists in, up to Blu-ray quality now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm imagining that he's got those and he's like taken shots from the screen and done it that way around.
And moved figures around and created new characters. And as we'll see. Some of these are follow on from actual broadcast episodes. Some are brand new stories. If we just look at the cover again, this one was actually an annual. IDW did Star Trek annuals because they were already publishing comic art comics. This is the third one, and this is actually from December 2013.
Right, okay.
There is a second printing of this which has the New Visions logo on it
instead of Strange New Worlds.
In addition, Strange New Worlds is the title of the story.
Brilliant. Well, let's have a look through. And so is this a brand new story then, this one?
Oh, yeah.
This is brand new.
Yeah, it's brand new, but it does actually follow up to the story Where No Man Has Gone Before.
Which is why we see him on the front.
Mitchell,
Gary, Oh, that's straight from it, isn't it? Yeah. The opening still
they go back to the planet. Yeah.
Look at this. Dedicated to the talented performance craftsmen technicians whose work.
That's in every issue.
I love the lettering is perfect as well.
Yeah, he knows his classic Trek.
Yeah. Well, he was the right man for the job.
He dropped into some of his earlier work Trek references as an issue of X-Men. I think it's 105 from 1977, where you first see on a Shi'ar spaceship, and if you see the picture of the bridge. It looks very familiar.
Okay.
He used to drop things like that.
These are really good. You can see it straight from the episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
But a new story woven into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Very, very clever.
Yeah. So this one was kind of the tryout to see how this format
like a tester,
did, and it did well. So a few months later, they started the actual numbered series.
Right. This is like you say, like a pilot in effect. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of.
Obviously, it's all the early uniforms from the pilot.
Yes. Yeah, indeed. And they're good stories. Yeah. The thing is, if you read these and you're like you and I, you've watched the classic series
countless times.
Comes out.
Yeah.
You can hear he's got a very good eye and ear for the characters and the dialogue.
Right, I see. Yeah.
So you can almost hear it in your head.
Them saying it.
Yeah. Sound effects and everything. Yeah. Yeah. It's like in watching new old episodes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah. But, the relationship between Spock and McCoy and so on, he gets it spot on.
It's almost like reminds me of a Doctor Strange or something, like in the alternate world or something.
Yeah. So there you go.
That video killed the first. There's a little bit on photo novels.
There's a little bit on photo novels at the end of this first one.
Well, apart from the Star Trek ones, which I have done a dedicated video on, I did also look at the other photo novels. I don't know if you saw that one, Andy, but these are detailed. It was a few years ago now, but I don't quite have them all, but I got most of them. And I loved them as a kid. I loved photo novels.
Some of them real well-known films, some quite obscure.
Yeah, or films that they thought were going to do well that perhaps didn't. Certainly, the Lord of the Rings first animated one is a nice one.
The Ralph Bakshi one.
The Rocky 1 and 2 is quite cool.
Oh, right.
There's one for Grease, which is quite sought after nowadays.
Yes.
The Grease movie.
Yeah, there's all
Close Encounters. There it is. Yeah. Probably my favourite. Oh yeah, Hair. That was an odd choice. But yeah, that one in particular is just so good. And they were sold over here. I'm sure you remember.
They were
picking them up.
I used to buy them in W.H. Smith's in Plymouth City Centre. Right. They used to come out in pairs.
Yeah, in twos.
They used to come out in pairs.
2 a month.
Twos, yeah.
And from Corgi over here.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you can wait for those coming out.
Yeah. And then the mirror cracked.
Yeah, so you get a little bit, as we'll see at the end of some of the later ones, a bit of a preview of the
teaser of the next one.
Yeah. So the next one came out in May 2014.
There we are. That's very, very cool. So pop that over there. Yeah. And this was the first regular numbered one.
This is the first numbered one.
I see. Right. Yeah. Okay.
So,
it's got a little number 1 up the top there.
So this follows on from the episode Mirror Mirror.
Yes.
You've got the alternate universe.
Spock with his goatee and that, Federation of Planets. Brilliant. Yeah. The pictures, the images are so crisp, aren't they? They're sort of like enhanced in that. Yeah. Very, very clever.
Yeah. Usually pretty good. Obviously, we'll see, he creates alien planets and alien races, and you can tell they're sort of computer generated. The quality's a bit different, but it works. It still works.
And is each one a self-contained story, or are there multi-part ones?
They're all self-contained, really.
Okay, yeah.
Some of the issues have more than one story.
Right.
There's a main story. You might get a little story at the back, varying from anything from 5 pages to 1 page.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think it's one of those little stories which is kind of a 2-parter, but there's some fun ones, as we'll see.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, very nice. Well, I don't suppose we can go there every single issue page by page, because we could be here for quite some time. But we will zoom on to the next. They're just so fascinating, as Spock would say. They really are.
This one's got 2 stories in. The second story is got Janice Rand.
Yeah.
It's a story of how she left the Enterprise.
Oh, that's interesting. Which never. No, she just sort of
disappeared.
I think she, in actuality, didn't she sort of get a bit bullied out because of her weight and stuff until the motion picture, when she got a bit of a reprieve.
She did, yeah. I think the other thing was she, Grace Lee Whitney was a girlfriend of Gene Roddenberry.
I see.
He had many girlfriends.
Yes.
And I think she thought she was going to be a bit more special to him than it actually turned out to be.
Oh, well, there you go then.
I think that was part of it as well.
Okay. The scandal.
So I've read.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
There we are. Look at that. Brilliant. Yeah. Have these been put together in like graphic novel form?
Oh yeah,
Omnibus form.
Yes, we'll mention those later.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, there's a couple of ways you can get these.
Brilliant. Okay.
So next we've got Cry Vengeance. This has got 2 stories in as well, but separate story. This one actually follows up the Doomsday Machine episode, the Doomsday Machine.
Right.
Yeah. So there's one of the trade paperbacks.
New Visions Volume 1.
Yeah.
So it'll have like 3 or 4 issues into one.
That's a teaser of the next issue.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see. So some stuff's been created and put in like the robot on that. Yeah,
that's a secondary story. Yeah, that's the main one.
Robot
coming up. Here we are.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So you find out that in the race who created the Doomsday Machine.
That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. It reminds me of that book series, Strange New Worlds, which was fan fiction, and they could take any aspect of Star Trek from all its different incarnations, any like minor, tiny little character, and write a story around it. So in City on the Edge of Forever, there's I think at the very start, McCoy sort of appears out of thin air, and there's like a drunk in the street with a bottle.
Yeah.
And there's a short story based on that drunk.
Okay.
And how he got there to that moment. I mean, that's the amount of detail that it is. It's just absolutely incredible, that series.
Fans are obsessive.
Well, the thing is, but they chose the creme de la creme of those stories, and they're really good.
They did,
I really do like that series. Ascent of Ghosts.
Yeah.
Okay, another short one at the end. Yeah. I really like the format. It's sort of reminding me a little bit of Annuals as well, the British Annuals with
that's right.
the short stories.
Yeah. So this is that's
that one's got a
Ferengi story, and just at the very end,
the Tribbles. Yeah. Oh yeah, 1 century later. Yeah,
you've got Quark at the end.
I wondered if they'd covered the Tribbles at all.
A little bit.
Yeah.
There's the main story.
Which has got Harry Mudd.
Harry Mudd. Yeah. Harry Mudd actually is in somebody else's body. You've also got this character as well, which was Captain Tracy from the Omega Glory.
Oh, right.
Played by Morgan Woodward. He's brought back in this one as well, after the events of the Omega Glory. But Harry Mudd in this one is going to in Kirk's body.
Right.
Because Roger C. Carmel, who played the original Harry Mudd, hadn't signed his rights. His sort of to be used in any photographs. Like this.
Yeah.
He's one of the actors who didn't sign.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like Ricardo Montalban didn't, so you won't see Khan in any of these.
No. Okay.
For instance, but he creatively gets around that. And Mudd is in a couple of stories, but he doesn't look like the Harry Mudd we remember.
Okay. I see.
This one.
Okay.
So going back to the original pilot cast as well.
Again,
in this one.
That's good.
So this one's got 2 stories as well. The one where with Spock around the time of Star Trek the motion picture.
Oh, yeah.
And that one.
Was it Pomfar or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they even use the motion picture typeface. What they like? What is he like?
Doesn't wish a trick that John Byrne.
He's paying the lip service to the fans here, isn't he? Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, but this one has got. Do you remember the character Major Barrett Roddenberry played in the pilot number 1?
Yeah.
She's in this one as in the sort of modern days. She's now a Commodore.
All right. I see.
Yeah, bring her back. She was never given a name in the original series or the original pilot. She wasn't given a name.
Number 1, wasn't it?
She was given a name. I think she's in Star Trek Discovery.
All right.
And they actually gave her a name.
Interesting.
Yeah, Una Chin Riley.
Oh, okay.
Actually called.
Okay, just falls off the tongue, doesn't it? Lovely. Just the colours, it's great, and it is Star Trek all over, isn't it?
Pops out at you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very good. Of its era. Yes, indeed.
You got that one, number 6. Does that look like a Borg scout ship to you?
It does indeed, a bit, yeah.
Read the story. It's a good one. Yeah, sometimes you would get people you knew, friends, and people, actors, take pictures of them,
to come in,
insert them in. But yeah, it's a good story, this one. a good one.
Brilliant. I don't want to spoil too much of it.
Don't give away the ending.
No.
But, yeah, it's good stuff.
Excellent. Awesome.
Okay.
Resistance.
So we got this one with Gary Seven.
Oh, yeah.
Remember him from Assignment Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of time agent sort of thing.
Now, how easy were these to get in the UK, Andy, at the time? Because there was a few we had to track down, I seem to remember.
Yeah. If you look now on eBay, the earlier ones are the ones that are around more.
Okay.
The later ones seem scarcer.
All right. Have they stopped producing them now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They only came out from until 2018.
Right, so a short little period, a few 5 6 years. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Well, that's good that there's a finite number.
Yeah.
For fans to track down. Good. Yeah, so being a finite number, that's always good for
that's right.
collectors, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. So this story ends up being a sequel to What Are Little Girls Made Of?
Ah, yes.
You've got some of the characters from that in here. Go back to that plan. This character played by Sherry Jackson.
Yeah.
Multiple times. And this has got Harry Mudd in it again as well.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah. So it's a follow-up.
Oh, good. I've got his action figure up there, haven't I, somewhere?
Yeah. Rook. Yeah.
Yeah, what an interesting slice of Star Trek history this is, isn't it, actually? Makes you think, what if they were to try this with, say, classic Doctor Who?
Well,
it's doable. It's happening with AI at the moment with some of the reconstructions they're doing are incredible.
Yeah. So this one is does have characters from this side of Paradise.
Ah, yeah.
Or one character, I mean, the character played by Jill Ireland. Yeah. Yeah, a good story.
Oh, brilliant. That looks like an actor who's been brought in. Yeah. Galileo. Or is that the Galileo?
No,
it's a different one.
That's a different one.
Right, okay. Very cool.
Okay. So this is an interesting one, Mr. Chekhov.
Ah,
this is early Chekhov, before he's on the bridge.
Right.
This is
look at that. Yeah.
His 10th day on the Enterprise.
Oh, right. Okay.
So in terms of the times, it skips around this series.
Right. Okay.
It skips around quite a bit. Although he did take note of all the star dates and tried to be as accurate as possible.
Oh, that's good.
He puts the star dates at the start of the pages. But yeah, they do skip around a bit in time. I think most of the pictures he took are from the first and second seasons.
Right.
Because the third season, the hairstyles change a bit.
Right, maybe they're different hairstylists on set or something.
It's a bit harder to use. So, there we go. All aboard. So this is a follow-up for Who Mourns for Adonis.
Oh, right, okay.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Lieutenant Arex.
From the animated
series.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, just a little one-page thing.
That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah. He's a navigator on the animated series, and that's him first coming on the Enterprise. Just that one page.
That's funny, isn't it? Yeah, it's a one-pager, yeah. Oh,
there's also lots of bits and bobs like that.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Brilliant, nice little pre-title sequence as well. I love it.
Flashback to the original episode. Setting the scene.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. I really
now
like
we've got this special. This is from 2016.
Okay. Right.
Which was 50th anniversary special.
Of the Cage.
This is just an actual episode.
A straightforward adaptation
of the original cage pilot.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that opening shot, I always remember when they just zoom in straight onto the bridge.
Yeah.
So clever for when it was made.
Yeah.
I mean, just incredible.
Yeah, 1964 that would have been.
Yeah. When I've been looking at the Doctor Who from 1964, they are worlds apart.
Yeah, yeah, these were late 64. I think
Oh dear. But there we are. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, so that's just a straight adaptation for the 50th anniversary.
Brilliant. One that was never done in photonovel form originally.
Indeed, yeah.
Would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Would have been a good one, I think.
Yeah, but this is where it comes in the sort of release schedule in between 11 and 12.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I like it.
Back on track. Swarm.
And this is number 12. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, this is some stories. Good. It all takes place on the Enterprise. So I guess it's what you would call a bottle show. You know what they used to do
in a bottle. Yeah, absolutely.
They just would do
just use the sets nice and cheap. Yeah.
Standing sets. Yeah. Write us a story which is just on the Enterprise. Save money.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with those. We like those. The characters are so strong to begin with. It's never a bad thing, is it?
Yeah. Hidden Face.
Hidden Face.
It's a good story.
Like I say, there's a short backup one. There's a few graphic novels there.
They're starting to put this run together now.
But a short backup run and then a main one each.
I think it was
each issue.
It was a preview of the next one, actually.
Right. All right. Okay. Oh, brilliant.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good. This one.
Sam.
Now, Sam is Kirk's brother.
Ah, okay.
Who you only see as a dead body.
Yeah.
In Operation Annihilate.
Right.
In the original series, but obviously this predates that story.
Okay, so we get to see some backstory.
He's very much alive.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and it's also got Klingon Koloth in it, which is his first meeting with Kirk, which I think is referred to in an episode.
Yeah.
Played by William Campbell.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. One of the good, the better Klingon actors.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Played Trelane, of course, in another episode. But yeah, that's their first meeting. Good character.
Yeah. Excellent stuff. Yeah, I love them. Very cool. Very cool. The Traveller.
This one, The Traveller.
Number 50.
This has got two stories. One's a first part of a two-part one, Janice Rand's story. She comes back on the Enterprise as a lieutenant.
Oh,
yeah. So she, in the latest issue, you do see her occasionally as a lieutenant. Yeah. And you got the main story. The Traveller character in this is a little bit Doctor Who-like.
All right. Okay.
In that he's got a ship which is bigger on the inside. Because part of it's in hyperspace. You
see. Yeah.
And the suit he wears, I think we'll see a bit earlier, is like a bit like Colin Baker's. It's,
really? Okay.
Yeah, coloured on one side, not the other. Other than that, the character is not like Doctor Who.
No.
But there's
I see what you mean.
Slight elements in there.
Yeah. Maybe John Byrne had a little bit of
Maybe.
Been watching some Doctor Who or some classic Who, and it rubbed off on him a bit.
I think IDW did want to do a Star Trek Doctor Who crossover comic, but BBC wouldn't go for it.
No, there's been some crazy crossovers in the past.
Yeah.
Remember the Star Trek X-Men book, for example.
Yeah, there's been all sorts.
And that was printed many times. I couldn't believe it. A Time Out of Joint, that's a Philip K. Dick title, isn't it?
Is actually.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this one's got 3 stories in.
Okay.
And there's another animated character in one of them.
All right.
That's the next story. Yeah, that's the next issue. Right, we just go. Emrys.
Yes.
Emrys.
What's he like?
Lieutenant from the animated series. There you go. Just another single pager. And then you got Janice Rand again, coming back as a lieutenant rather than a yeoman.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So it's all banging continuity.
Yeah. That's brilliant. It's nice how it's interweaved.
Really
yeah. Brilliant.
Okay. And we've got All the Ages Frozen. Good story.
Very, very clever, isn't it? How he's stuff like the transporter and that. It does feel, let's say, like you're watching a classic episode, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the story structures are and everything very similar.
Oh, brilliant. What, like 3 acts sort of thing?
Kind of.
And with the intro, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
It's near the end now.
18,
18. So the Enterprise underwater. This one's got 2 stories as well. It's a little story at the end, I think. That's the next issue. Yeah, there we go. Just literally 1 page.
Funny how you can add that on now.
Yeah.
The helmets and stuff.
Yeah.
It's well done though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really clever.
Yeah. I think there is something like that in one of the animated episodes. I think I
really?
Remember that right?
Right, okay.
Yeah. Kind of.
So he was sort of tying into that. Yeah. Okay.
Similar.
Yeah.
There we go. 19.
The hunger.
Yeah, just more good, solid science fiction stories.
Yeah. 5 volumes of graphic novel now.
Yeah, there are 8 altogether.
All right.
Yeah.
And did they reprint the whole lot?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The IDW ones did.
Yeah.
There are others as well, which I'll
right.
just chat about briefly later. Which don't quite. But yes, the IDW ones do. Yeah.
And these are all officially sort of sanctioned, aren't they? Because they're using all the images.
Oh, yeah.
They'd have to be, wouldn't they? Yeah, there's no way they could do it any other way.
There we go. There's number 20, which has also got 2 stories.
Isolation.
Yeah, the second story in this one's a bit more substantial. It's about 11 issues. 11 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, actually, so it's the next issue.
That's the next one, okay.
Number 21. Now this one's got, this one's got Michael Ansara's character Kang.
Right.
Klingon, and it's also got, as you can see, John Collins as Edith Keeler.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Of course, she never went on board the Enterprise, did she?
No.
Wow. Mysterious.
Yeah, it's not all it seems. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
It's not all it seems, quite frankly. Yeah, this is the one with the more substantial.
Right. The enemy of my enemy. Yeah.
So you got John Colicos as Core,
right.
good Klingon character. There we go. Yes, his second story's it's set in the original Captain Pike era.
All right.
And this character here is actually Professor Cavor from First Men in the Moon.
Oh, right, okay.
And he builds that into the story.
Blimey.
That Cavor's actually a real person.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. That H.G. Wells wrote the story about. Yeah, quite clever.
That is clever.
Yeah. Yeah, the story starts about halfway through.
Right.
They're at war with a race. And that's the last one, 22.
This is the final one then.
It was advertised that they were going to go up to 24.
All right.
Ended up being cancelled at 22. I think that's possibly because Chris Ryle, who I mentioned earlier, the editor-in-chief, he left IDW.
Right.
I think he was Byrne's main champion at IDW, and it kind of
fizzled out
a bit without him, I think, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, apparently at one point he was thinking of doing some more around the Star Trek the motion picture era, but it didn't happen.
Right. That would have been cool.
Yeah. So this has just got the one main story, and it's got Gary Seven in again. There's a couple of stories with the Guardian of Forever.
Yeah. Good plot.
Yeah.
Device, that one.
And that was pretty much the end of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So there were, as I say, 8 trade paperback collections.
Yeah.
Now,
what a run.
What a run.
Yeah.
Now, there is actually another one in this format.
Okay.
Which I don't have.
Yeah.
It's called More of the Serpent Than the Dove, and it features the Gorn.
All right.
Now, you could only get it was in 2016, September 2016, so about the same time as just after issue 12 of the numbered run. There's this thing called Humble Bundle. Do you know?
I've heard of a Humble Bundle,
Bundle, which is an online kind of auction.
Yeah.
Part of the money goes to charity.
Yeah. And do you sort of decide what you pay yourself, sort of thing? Yeah. As a donation.
Absolutely, yeah. And there was an IDW Star Trek comics one.
Right.
And if you paid, I think, the highest tier price, you got a special Star Trek New Visions comic.
Oh, right, okay.
Which I've never been able to get hold of.
No, it hasn't appeared online or anything?
No, well,
not really.
It may have, but I've never come across one.
No.
I didn't know about it at the time. I've only looked in more recent years.
Right.
But it is reprinted in one of the trade paperbacks, Volume 5, which I haven't brought along. But it is in there, happily, so you can get to read it.
Just going back over them all again.
Yeah. And there are a couple of other of the IDW trade paperbacks which actually have short stories which are unique to those collections.
Is that right? Oh,
Volume 2 has got one called Eye of the Beholder, and Volume 8 has got one called Dream a Little Dream, which is the last one Byrne did, in which he inserts himself into the story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, again, I haven't brought them on, but
no, Hitchcock style.
Yeah. So there's one of these actually. He's in one as well.
Right, okay, I believe
he does,
it. Little cameo.
But yeah, there are those as well. Now, Eagle Moss publishers, they did a very long-running Star Trek graphic novel collection.
I remember, yes.
They did loads.
There
were 100.
All the comics, right? Yeah.
Yeah, including some really obscure stuff.
Right.
There were 140 and 10 specials.
Right.
They were going to do another 20, but it all got cancelled.
Okay.
But 4 of the specials are Star Trek New Visions.
Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah.
They didn't quite
get them all.
No.
Right.
The original 2013 annual's not done. Issues 21 and 22.
Yeah.
And the Gorn story.
All right.
They would have been in the 5th one, which never got made.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but there are those as well.
Brilliant stuff. Right.
Okay, so we're going to have a look at this book in a second.
Yeah.
I will just mention that there are other Star Trek photo novel stories, or photo stories, that were done in Germany.
All right.
There's a German TV guide magazine, still published, it's been going since 1948, called Gong, G-O-N-G.
Yeah.
And between 1973 and 1984, they did photo novels in their issues of episodes. Yeah. Sometimes with not the original actors.
Right, okay.
They did the one with Joan Collins, and it's not Joan Collins in it, it's some German actress.
Right, okay.
They would tinker with them a bit, but they did 13, including the first 3 movies.
Right.
So there are those as well, because obviously Germany, big market for Star Trek, very popular.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't know if you have ever heard of it's kind of the German equivalent, which is called Spaceship Orion.
No.
Ron Patrol Orion.
Yeah.
There are only 7 episodes broadcast about the same time as Trek was originally broadcast in America, September to December 1966.
Yeah.
Well known in Germany. There were 145 tie-in novels between 1968 and 1984, and a few more, I think about another 7 about 2012. So it's a very, very well thought of show in Germany. It was black and white.
Yeah.
They only did the 1 season. It's never been released in English language, so it's not very well known.
No.
But if you do want to see it, if you think you've seen all 60s TV sci-fi and you're a fan of that sort of stuff, they are on YouTube with English subtitles that have been done by fans. Yeah. I've watched the first couple, which is supposed to be the best 2.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Right.
Worth a look.
Yeah.
Space Patrol. Spaceship Orion, Space Patrol Orion. The Fantastic Adventures of Spaceship Orion, to give it its full title. It gets called slightly different things, but there is that as well.
Fair enough.
Okay, let's have a look at this one.
So what's all this? The Star Trek Lost Scenes, published by Titan, I see.
Indeed, 2018. Just have a quick look at this. Quite a substantial book.
It's a coffee table,
it's
indeed.
A bit of a whopper.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But if we're looking at pictures from the original series, this is pictures from
behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, effect shots. A lot of it is from offcuts of film, which were cut up and sold by the Roddenberrys.
Yeah, I see.
Taken from the vaults.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And there's lots of interesting stuff in here. Some of scenes which were never shot, were shot but never used.
Yeah.
As I say, there's lots of shots of people with clapperboard at the start of bits of reels of film, and there's all sorts. There's some interesting stuff in here. Shots of Commodore Decker that you don't really see in the show.
Yeah.
You see things before they were changed. There's a whole piece at the start about how they had to colour correct a lot of this stuff.
I bet, yeah.
A lot of very interesting pictures if you're really into the show.
Yeah.
It was quite a deep dive into it, but it's good stuff.
I've not seen this one before.
It's a good book. I think there's some deleted scenes here, which I put together.
All right, yeah.
And some of that stuff. There's better shots of aliens you don't
really see in other pictures. Yeah.
So that's good. There's a blooper section, pictures from the bloopers and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we're coming up shortly to pictures of aliens you didn't see on screen in the episode. There's Tholian.
Oh yeah,
Melcott, I think it is. But if we keep going to a couple of pages there, there's from the Galileo 7. You never saw the faces of these things. Apparently they were intending at one point for one to look in through the shuttlecraft window.
Yeah.
You never saw their faces. You didn't even see them that well. You only saw them from the back. But that's what those creatures actually looked like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the anthropoids.
The deadly years.
Stuff from the original pilot. Pre the pilot, even. Yeah.
That's a good book, this, actually. Yeah, very good.
Yeah. If you're interested in what was going on behind the scenes, it's a good one.
It is a good one. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, that's excellent. All right, Sandy, I see you brought your original Mego.
Yeah, just to finish, I thought we'd have a look at the cast in
action figure form.
8-inch action figure form. So these are the ones from the 70s.
Absolute classics.
Yeah, these are on the American cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have them all. I just have the first 8. They did a couple of series of aliens as well, which are very rare.
Yeah, I've got one. I have one odd alien.
Yeah.
You've got a couple, haven't you, loose? Maybe one or two loose?
Maybe one or two,
yeah.
But
they're great. I mean, I remember in primary school, which was when these were being released, a couple of mates having them. I was like, wow, they're brilliant. I don't really remember seeing them as a kid, vaguely, possibly in the market.
They were on a spinner rack in Plymouth Market.
Yeah, I remember them there.
Yeah.
Dad had a shop there at the time, you know.
Yeah, they had Planet of the Apes ones.
Yeah, he had the Mego figures in the Mego.
Yeah, Mego.
Dr. McCoy. I'll leave them there, we'll go on top. Scotty, yeah. That's great.
He's one of the harder ones to get.
Yeah, the later ones, yeah.
Of the original batch.
Yeah. Lovely.
And to finish off, the Klingon.
The Klingon, yes.
He looks rather like the one played by William Campbell.
He does indeed, doesn't he? Yeah.
That's the one they based him on.
Ah, right. No, it's a really nice range, that, isn't it?
It is.
The grey, and
yeah.
There was the Enterprise bridge plate.
There was.
Yeah,
Yes, there was. Yeah. Now Mego are back with us now, of course. Have been for a few years. They do all sorts of stuff, and they do classic Trek figures. So
we ought to have a look at those.
Well, let's have a look at one or two. I don't have many.
All right, yeah.
But I do have one or two.
Okay.
So there's a nice Gorn that they did.
Now, this was never made, was it?
There was a Gorn.
All right, okay.
But it wasn't very show accurate.
Ah, right, okay.
And they put this right. So this is the one from 2016.
Are these the other ones they re-released?
Around that time.
Yeah. So they did do the Keeper, and in fact they did all those three, didn't they?
Did. Yeah, did the Cheron.
Yeah.
But they upgraded the Gorn.
Yeah.
It's one that looks like something from the show. You can still get the Gorn, not in this packaging, but he did come out again. But now he comes with a red phaser and communicator. But here are some slightly more recent ones.
Yeah.
Sulu.
Right, so done in the Mego style.
Yeah. I said there's lots more that I don't have, but I've just picked up a handful of them.
Yeah.
It's just nice to have the rest of the bridge crew, really. So that's Sulu from 2020, and that's Chekhov. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
And they do some nice aliens as well.
Good likenesses.
Yeah, just got one or two. There's a nice Romulan commander.
That's excellent, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really nice, because that's one of the hardest of the originals, isn't it? With all the bits and pieces on it. Yeah.
And
lovely.
There's John Colicos.
Just about get him in.
There's John Colicos. There's Core.
Is that limited to 1,000? It says that one.
That edition,
951.
Yeah.
Cool.
But you see, it's got the proper disruptor pistol now.
Yeah.
There is one of Kang, the Michael Ansara character. There's an ambassador. There's plenty of others. Mirror Universe ones.
Really?
Yeah. There's quite a lot of others.
They've done a very good job there, indeed.
They are nice. Yeah.
They've done a very good job indeed.
Yeah. And on the back there, you see Marty Abrams of Mego.
Yeah.
They do all sorts of franchises, all sorts of things.
Yeah, I think that's probably the outstanding one of the whole lot. It's fantastic. Really, apart from the originals, of course. Yeah, really, really nice. Yeah, it's nice to see them in the flesh, because I've seen the pictures of these. And,
quite.
Yeah,
it's nice to see a sample.
Absolutely, yeah, fantastic. Brilliant. So, well, thank you very much for bringing all that in, Andy. It's been fantastic to look at all them, particularly the comics are superb, the photo novels, and the added bonus of the action figures at the end is superb. So, any thoughts on next time?
Well, we haven't done a classic trading cards one for a while, have we?
We have not. Actually.
So our next one we'll do music-related card sets from the late 50s to about the mid-70s, ones we haven't already covered.
Yeah, okay.
We'll do those next time.
Brilliant, excellent. Well, I shall look forward to that. Well, there you are. So if you enjoyed that one today, do please give it the thumbs up. Do please hit the subscribe button if you've not already for regular vintage Star Trek content. And I shall look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.
Bye.